Here we go. It's Voidzilla and originally Coffeezilla, talking about President Trump and probably Epstein. I'm not gonna lie, this past few days I just got lost in all of this Canadian tariff fiasco, so I have no idea what are the news about Epstein. But before we start, again, Voidzilla, originally Coffeezilla. If you're not subscribed yet, I would suggest to hit subscribe because it's a good source of news. I love his videos. If I don't have time to look for all of the videos myself, I just check Voidzilla.
Maxwell has cleared Donald Trump's name while awaiting her pardon. This is new from ABC. Ghislain Maxwell told DOJ Trump never did anything concerning around her. Now, notably, Trump has been asked whether he's going to pardon Ghislain Maxwell before he said he wishes her well.
I just wish her well, frankly.
Yeah, I wish her well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well.
Then he's asked if he's going to pardon her. He says, well, I'm allowed to do it, but I really haven't thought of it.
I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
Now, notably, this is very similar to the way Trump has responded previously when talking about people he would later end up pardoning.
I don't want to talk about pardons for Michael Flynn yet.
You pardon Paul Manafort? I have not even given it a thought as of this moment.
Roger Stone, are you going to pardon him, sir? He's been convicted of felonies.
Am I going to pardon you? Well, I hadn't thought of it.
Now, obviously, he later did pardon Michael Flynn, Roger Stone, and Paul Manafort, and this has all led many people to wonder if a similar thing is in the works for Ghislain Maxwell. Now,
I mean, I wouldn't really, again, call me naive, but I wouldn't really hold it against him. I feel like he answered honestly, like, hey, I have too much shit to think about. I'm not thinking about pardons right now. Obviously, in this case, he'll probably have to give it a second thought if she's willing to testify and give us the list only in exchange for some pardon. He's gonna have to think about it sooner or later, but I wouldn't really hold it against him. He didn't say, I'm not gonna pardon them. He said, I didn't think about it.
Now, this all comes after 9 hours of Ghislain Maxwell privately speaking to Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. He's the former defense attorney for Donald Trump, and this was a private meeting. It's notable that there were talks about doing it publicly in front of Congress, but that got shoved aside pretty quick when they realized they could just do this behind closed doors. Now, Todd Blanche said he was thinking about releasing the transcripts. We don't know if that's going to happen or not. But today we got leaks of what may have been said during the 9 hours where Ghislain Maxwell told Todd Blanche that Trump had never done anything in her presence that would have caused concern. Now, do we believe this? Well, the challenge is that Ghislain Maxwell has every reason to lie. She, after all, is looking for a pardon. Her lawyer says right now that she would welcome any relief, and relief is exactly what she got after this testimony, right?
Well, the question is, did she ever mention Trump before? Like specifically that she saw him doing something? Is there any evidence that was leaked, let's say during Biden, that Trump actually did something? And again, I like to mention it, it's ridiculous, but I don't remember Trump being in the Netflix documentary, which doesn't mean anything, don't get me wrong. But so far, I think the evidence is, yes, Donald Trump was on the flight list, if I remember correctly, but that's all we have. But now, here comes my other point of view, right? Like it was private meeting. I'm not a fan of private meeting. I do understand why they held it privately, because again, in front of the Congress, look, I don't know if you want to reveal the crazy powerful people that were included in front of this many congressmen and everything, right? Also some possible safety issues, because look, I know Epstein apparently killed himself, but who knows, right? If she can really reveal very powerful people who were involved in this whole drama, or drama is not the good way to say it, monstrosity. Do you really think she would survive testifying in front of the Congress? I don't know. Remember the assassinations attempts on President Trump? Do you really think the Congress would be better guarded than that? I don't know.
right after the testimony to the DOJ, where she cleared Trump's name. She got transferred to a less restrictive prison called a minimum security prison, with the Washington Post calling it one of the nation's most lenient lockups for nonviolent women offenders. It's notable she had to get a special waiver to even go to this prison because normally sex offenders are not allowed. And this is something I really want to hit home. Previously, I've been talking about Ghislain Maxwell, and we've been talking sort of like, okay, yeah, she trafficked for Jeffrey Epstein. I think it's worth hitting home that she also participated in some of the acts. She is a sex offender, convicted. And those types of people aren't eligible normally for minimum security prisons. That's why a former warden told the Post, inmates, if they have a offense, are not going to a place like that, period. It's truly unheard of. Quote, it's a country club. Someone gave special preference to Maxwell that, in my knowledge, no other inmate currently serving in the Federal Bureau of Prisons has received. So she is getting special treatment for something. We don't know exactly why she had to get a special waiver for this, though. This is not something that everyone gets. Contradicting this, though, the president has come out and said, oh, this is actually a very normal thing.
Questions for you. One, were you aware of and did you personally approve the prison transfer for Ghislain Maxwell that your Justice Department?
I didn't know about it at all. No, I read about it just like you did.
And do you believe that she is?
It's not a very uncommon thing.
Do you believe that she's credible to be listening to? Your Deputy Attorney General sat down with her recently.
Well, let me tell you, he's a very talented man.
I'll remind you, the guy he's talking about formerly was his defense attorney. And her question, which never really gets answered, which is, can we trust Ghislain Maxwell, actually is an important one because previously she was charged with perjury. This was in connection with her 2016 deposition. Perjury just means she was lying under oath. Quote, in 2016, while testifying under oath in a civil proceeding, Maxwell repeatedly made false statements, specifically about certain specific acts and events alleged in the indictment. So, can we trust someone who previously our government charged with making false statements when specifically these false statements may benefit her? I don't know. Maybe you think she's turned a leaf and she suddenly is Mrs. Honesty, but it's worth saying she's already reaping the rewards of the testimony she's given so far. Our president proceeds to talk about how talking to Ghislain Maxwell is going to help with the fact that we don't want people getting caught up in this that would have their lives hurt.
Whatever he asked would be totally appropriate, and it's not an uncommon thing to do that. And I think he probably wants to make sure that, people that should not be involved or aren't involved are not hurt by something that would be very, very unfortunate, very unfair to a lot of people.
We don't want people getting involved who might be hurt by this, right? That's why we got to talk to her behind closed doors.
No, I disagree with it. Well, if people are not involved with Jeffrey Epstein, why would you talk about them, right? Like, you're not gonna talk to Ghislain Maxwell about me. I'm not involved with Jeffrey Epstein. I wasn't involved. I was probably a teenage boy back then. So again, if I'm not involved, why would you talk about me? If you have some names that are involved, even just friends, even if they're not involved in that monstrosity he used to do, but still, you still need to investigate them, right? Like, if there's just some suspicion that they might have visited the island or bought some, I don't know, some pizza or something, right? I think you still need to investigate it. And I mean, I'm sorry, if you were a friend with Jeffrey Epstein after he was convicted pedophile, I think the public kind of has a right to know that. And yes, your reputation should be tarnished because you're hanging out with pedophile. What are we talking about? I never understood this Trump's point of view, like that some people might get what's the word? Like their reputation might be damaged or something like that. Well, obviously you're not completely innocent. You were hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein, right? Obviously you're not gonna disclose the names of the victims, but names of possible offenders, just send it out to the world and let them defend it. Look, the same thing. No one's gonna believe President Trump that he didn't do anything. I hope he didn't. But with all of these cover-ups and everything, everyone's gonna doubt it. And it sucks. It sucks. But right now, to be honest, if we can get, 5, 10 powerful people who were actually offenders who were on the Epstein's client list, I would be okay with that. We're not going to get Donald Trump, not until 10 years from now, 20 years from now, possibly once he's no longer with us, they're going to release the actual Epstein's list, right? But right now, we're not getting President Trump, so get over it. We need to make sure that we're going to get the others, at least someone. Come on, so far, the only people who are in prison for all of this crazy operation is Epstein, who allegedly killed himself, and Ghislain Maxwell, who's a girl. Really? And that she got to the low security prison, I don't have anything against it. Obviously, if she's cooperating, she wants immunity or pardon. We don't know if she's gonna get it or no, but hey, in the meantime, as long as she talks, send her to the low security prison. Just make sure no one's gonna kill her there, right? That's another thing. It might be another suspicious suicide.
We got to give her preferential treatment, right? Because we don't want anyone who might have been otherwise implicated in this falsely to get implicated, right? We want to make sure their names, whoever they are, whatever mysterious person they are, do not get implicated in this. And obviously that...
No, definitely. They want to hear the names first and then decide what they're going to give out to public, and possibly if it's in favor of United States, right? I disagree with it. If you were offender, if you were not trafficking, but pretty much pedophile, you should be punished. But you might discover the names that would destabilize United States. So I know it's really bad to say, but you're gonna have to let some of them go rather than let US burn down. And I think that's how President Trump thinks. Like, it's not only about disclosing the names. You need to think about how it's gonna affect America. It's bad because obviously victims should be on the first place. But look, if you live in the US and you're not a victim, you might be, like, it might affect you if they disclose some of these powerful people without thinking. Like, who knows? Who knows what you're going to lose? Who knows what's going to happen, right? Again, it's not fair. It's not fair towards the victims. But President Trump's not responsible for 5-10 people, right? He's responsible for all of the Americans.
That goal of Maxwell clearing certain people is being achieved here with her now clearing Trump's name with a possible pardon on the line. Now, I do have to say, it could be the case that he didn't have anything to do with it. She is being honest here. But unfortunately, the waters are muddied when you have such a transparent conflict of interest in this whole story. Personally, I don't want anyone, Ghislain Maxwell or any of the elites that are involved, to be let off the hook. In fact, just today we had a bombshell report from the New York Times about Jeffrey Epstein's personal residence where he had pictures with famous people. More letters came out with people like Woody Allen, and all of these people should be investigated. Unfortunately, we are living in a time where a select few of these people have so much power over the investigators of it. Maybe instead of giving preferential treatment to sex offenders, we should just release the Epstein files and see where that gets us.
Yeah, again, like I like coffee, but
Because
oh, what the heck is this? Go back.
Ghislain Maxwell has...
Yeah, I like coffee, but I don't 100% agree with him. Like, it's in ideal world, sure, just release the Epstein files and whatever happens, right? But there's going to be serious consequences if you just do that. It's not fair. Not fair towards the victims. And yeah, these people should not be in power, but the truth is they are. I don't know. But yeah, definitely, if you're a sex offender, where's that law that for people included in, like, sex offending children will go the death sentence? I thought it was in the US, no? Some new bill that was passed or executive order or something. like that. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, if you don't know yet, follow the Voidzilla over here. Hit the like if you like his video. I like his videos all the time. And if you like my commentary, just like and subscribe as well. You can leave the comment, give me a feedback. And we'll try to keep an eye on what's going on with President Trump and Epstein. But again, I'm not surprised that we're not going to get President Trump. I hope he's innocent. But yeah, they muddied water that much that we can't be 100% sure.